Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Polytickin Podcast. All right, you know what it is. It's episode 102. All right. Oh, hello, Marcus, Sefa, and the Uso Lance, the Polynesian. All right. We in here. The network boys is in here. What the hell are you going to do about it, huh? Donald, what are you going to do? Anyway, what's going on? Yeah, rule the country. He doesn't give a fuck about us. Anyway,
hey, yo, man, welcome to the Polytickin Podcast, man. You already know what it is. I just woke up. I overslept.
Yeah.
It was my fault. Yeah, episode 102. Y'all already know how it goes, man.
It's too late to apologize. It's too late.
You know, the Polytickin Podcast or the Polytickin Network. If you want some more of us, if you want some more of this, you want some more late recordings of the podcast, you want some oversleeping of, you know what I'm saying? Come on down to the Patreon, patreon.com/Polytickin Podcast. We got the link in the bio on the Instagram at the Polytickin Podcast. Check us out. $5 a month gets you an extra episode every week. You know, we trying to switch things up. We got Lance on the public today. You know, we still mixing and matching, trying to figure out how it goes and what fits best for our schedules. And speaking of schedules, I messed up hours because I overslept today. But
golly, let it go, bro. It's okay. Jesus, it just you know what?
You're not listening to this at 9 a.m. This is later for everyone.
You know what I mean? They don't care, bro. It's cool.
If y'all want more of Lance and Marcus on time, you know, it's some more of their punctual podcasts. All right.
I'll say this, bro. It just feels good to not be the guy who's late because it's usually me.
This is terrible.
Yes.
I never want to be late again. I feel like everybody's eyes are. You know how you walk into class and like everybody looks at you when you walk to your. Oh my god!
Everybody's already sitting down. Everyone's looking dead at you when you walk through the door.
You know what I mean?
And like right when you walk in, everybody stopped talking. It's like they was talking hella mess about you.
You know what I mean?
I know why he didn't come to class because he's stupid as hell. That's why he didn't come.
Low IQ.
Yeah.
I've been seeing that a lot. That phrase a lot all week. Low IQ Samoans.
Yeah, there you go.
On,
that's why. But yeah, so if you want some more Lance and Marcus going down to the Pacifica movie starter kits, check them out as they, dissect some contemporary Polynesian or Pacific Island classics. What's the last one y'all did?
We did The Wind and the Reckoning, man.
I ain't gonna lie. Can I get like a real quick summary? Because when you say you've been saying The Wind and the Reckoning, and it sounds like a Zelda game, like Zelda and the Wind and the Reckoning, like what is
the
that
Legend
about?
of Zelda, The Wind and the Reckoning.
Yeah, exactly.
Shell time.
Yeah. It's based on a true story, man. It's the story of Ko'olau. Ko'olau and his family trying to basically fight their oppressors. This was during the time when Hawaii was just going through their overthrow of their kingdom. And it also tells the story of like the leprosy colony in Molokai. So there was a huge colony of people like with leprosy that the U.S. government was sending to basically die.
Wait,
and
what is the story? What is leprosy?
Leprosy is it's a disease. It like a bacterial kind of infection, right, Lance?
Yeah,
or like
it affects the nerves.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the bacteria affects the nerves and over time damages them and kind of deads them. So they start to look dead and they start to not be able to feel stuff. But that's
that stuff where they say the ghost slapped you. So the ghost didn't actually slap people. It was just leprosy.
It was just bacteria.
Probably.
Yeah, that takes a long time to spread, takes a long time to show. So it just popped up randomly a lot of times and people were like, oh, what's going on? So we talked about this in the starter kit thousands of years. It was even in the Bible, but there's a cure now. So, I mean, this story, Hawaiian cowboy fighting government trying to capture him. Very dope story. Yeah.
All right, bro. I think. What y'all think? You think that's cool of our people to see, like, to kind of create something that's happening that they don't understand? You think that's cool, or you think that's like, bro, why do you do that? Like one day a lady had to come up in Samoa and her face had to start sagging. And somebody started she got slapped by a ghost.
Mhm.
Like, you think that's messed up? Or you think
Yeah,
that's cool? Because it's like, oh, they made sense of a situation that they were unaware of. Because whoever put that lie out there, like, imagine you the first, and I'm so sorry if this is, like touching any boundaries, but imagine if you the first lady to have leprosy in Samoa, and then one of your bingo homies or whatever said, hey, she got slapped by a ghost because she was being feel poco at night, and she like, bruh. Imagine that. Imagine you the first person to get slapped by a ghost. I wonder who the first person to get slapped by a ghost was in Samoa, and how did they feel? Like
it's just somebody
ostracized. They were out of the community. They were kicked out. Oh, that's so fucked up.
Have y'all heard that? Y'all have heard that, right?
Yeah.
Like when people had the saggy face and they said, "Oh, they got slapped by a ghost."
Actually, this is the first time I heard that. But the ghost stuff, pull your hair if you're whistling.
The ghost slapping, I've heard, yeah.
But y'all never I don't know if it was my mom who said, like, her classmate, or I don't know if it was somebody like an auntie who said it, but I heard that it was like, oh, no, I seen somebody with their face like that, and they got slapped by a ghost. And I was just like, damn, that's good. Like, what you got to do to get slapped by a ghost? Because we was turning up in Lions, like we was doing a lot of slappable, ghost slappable things in Samoa, I would assume. Marcus, would you agree?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we deserve to get slapped in the face by a ghost.
Yeah, it was a lot of things we was doing in Samoa that I would feel we should get slapped. But just imagine, like, how would that person feel? Like, somebody just made up the rumor, like, oh my God, he got slapped by a ghost. Like, bro, what the? I was just over there by that dirty dude, and my face just starts sagging. Like, what the hell? That's hilarious to me. And it just carried on.
Just like you said, trying to make sense of something you don't understand. Mm-hmm. Like, anytime I see like one of those nature shots of like a volcano erupting while at the same time lightning strikes down into it, and imagining you see that 2,000 years ago with no internet, no phone, no information on what that was, that's the gods meeting up to come and destroy your city soon if you guys don't repent. It's something like that. People are going to twist it up, take an event that they know nothing about, that people are scared because, like you said, they know nothing about it, what the heck is going on, and then twisting that so, hey, you better not be whistling at night or a ghost is going to come smack you or something. Really, it's just somebody throwing a rock. Like, shut up. It's a person. But humans, we're trying to make sense of it, or we're trying to use it for our own, so.
Lance, are you talking about Trump and his fear-mongering campaign? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, shit, man.
No idea.
Imagine what's the alternative, though? You tell them that you have leprosy, nobody knows what the fuck that is, and then they're going to double down on you getting slapped by a ghost.
They think if they're around you, if they touch you, they're going to get it? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
What is something?
Leprosy shit, though. Someone slapped the shit out of him. What
is something that happens to people, whether it's a sickness or some kind of rash or something, that you would hate to have 2,000 years ago if nobody knew what it was? Like,
stuff you can't see would be terrible. Like if you had internal stuff that people couldn't see and validate,
like schizophrenia, like that.
Yeah, well, like mind stuff. But if you have any physical, like if your spleen is hurting or something, then you're just walking around messed up, not knowing that something inside is going on, and people are like, well, all of a sudden this guy is walking around with a hunchback, throwing up and stuff. It's because he's not part of God.
He's a demon.
He's a demon. Fucking get him. Demon.
Hey,
he's shitting his guts out over there. He's a demon.
Hey, bro, this piece of shit.
He started being hunchback. He got kicked by a ghost. The ghost Sparta kicked him in the chest. Now he can't stand up straight.
Bro.
Imagine if you had, there's people with extra limbs. Imagine if you popped out with 11 toes. And
you getting thrown right off the Spartan cliff. You're not part of this country.
You out of here.
Yeah.
Imagine. How about recessive genes?
Where are those?
Like a mom and a dad got both brown hair, and then the baby come out with red hair or albino, and they're like, she was cheating on you,
bro. Oh yeah,
yeah, that's probably the first thing they think of.
Or both parents got brown eyes, and he pop out with blue eyes or something with red hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're a devil spawn.
Yeah.
You know, you have no.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of things was happening out, back in the day. That kind of like the witch hunts, right? That's what happened, right?
Yeah, witch hunts.
It wasn't really witch, right? They was just girls who had
no.
It wasn't witches, was it? It's just women.
They weren't flying around, were they? Hold on, for real?
I seen the movies,
were they doing that shit?
I mean, I don't know.
I swear to God, they were, bro. Hold on.
I just
How do they know?
Minutes ago. Hey, I woke up 12 minutes ago, man. Okay, I just jumped right into the podcast.
That's exact. Yeah, it was like religion based too. So and they hated women back then.
Yeah,
they're just looking for. It's like they're.
Were
just,
there any
still
Salem?
do.
Was they
still do?
Were there any
do.
Salem? Were there any Salem wizards? Or was it just?
No, right? It was just the witches.
Yeah, there was no wizard.
No wizard trials.
It was like he's a wizard.
The Salem wizard.
No, he's just opinionated.
No. They said that's a wizard. Like, no, he's a grand wizard. That's actually.
Hey,
he's good. He's the president.
Come on, he's the president. Exactly. He's the president of the community.
Yeah. So,
shit, bro.
Yeah, I just wanted to know.
The Salem wizard trials is so crazy.
Yeah, did they have wizard people?
Of course not, bro.
The crowds weren't as big, so they stuck to the witches.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So here we are, episode 102. You know what I'm saying? Sorry we had to get through that. I think we covered everything. And with that being said, my brothers, how y'all been?
I've been all right, bro. Been all right. Same old shit. I didn't really do much this week. I was telling y'all I didn't do much this week, but something funny happened about an hour ago at the gym. I was over there doing my thing, and I usually
you went to the gym.
Yeah, we get it. You work out. We get it. God, I was on the treadmill. And I was walking, and I had my phone propped up on the thing. They have a little stand on the buttons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I always put my phone there, and then I'm going, and then the shit drops while the treadmill is going. And my first instinct was to turn it off and get my phone and start back up, but I was like, no, that'll cause too much attention. Just keep going. And it just felt weird. It felt weird, and I felt embarrassed, even though nobody cares. They just hear a loud noise. It was a loud noise. It was just, and then I was like, oh, am I gonna pick this up? Am I gonna? No, okay, I'll just keep going. Fine, I'll just keep going. Fuck.
It didn't fall on the walking part?
No, thank God. It just fell on the side where, you know what I mean? Yeah.
How into your walk were you?
Kind of like out of 10, I'll say like a 7. Like a 7 out of 10.
So you were like 70% done? You had 3% to go? Or 30% to go?
Yeah. 30%.
Or you were at 70% like walking strength. Oh, okay.
I was 30% done. Yeah. 30% done.
Oh, so you needed 70%. Damn, so you had a long walk ahead of you.
I had a long walk ahead of me. Yeah. I had a long walk ahead of me. And I didn't want to just, and I know that I probably wouldn't have stopped it. I would have been trying to, stepping all over the treadmill, trying to get the phone and plant my feet right and it would have turned into a whole spectacle. So I'm glad I avoided that. But also, it just shows how in my head I am. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares that your phone fell to the side. Nobody cares. But here I am like, oh, should I just fucking stop? I have a lot of walking to do still. Fuck. But everybody's looking at me like type shit, So I just thought it was fucking dumb. And have y'all ever done that too? Like, have y'all ever dropped something, but you had to leave it alone because you were in the middle of something? And how hectic.
I think, I don't know about, I can't think of a specific time I dropped something and had to leave it alone or whatever, but I definitely have been in situations where when something happens that I didn't expect, I kind of act like it didn't affect me because I'm like, people are watching. Like,
brother.
And it's like, bro, like, I know and I understand if people don't relate to this, or I understand if people don't want to admit to this. I get it. But this is Polytickin Podcast. We're here to be honest. Yeah, there are moments where like, dang, something just happened recently where I walked through the wrong door. And yesterday when I was trying to go to my appointment, and I went to the wrong door, and instead of acting like oh shoot, this ain't the one. It was the one that because I looked at the door before and I was like, I think that's where I'm supposed to go, but let me walk further. And then I walked through the second door and I realized, oh shoot, this is a whole different establishment. But instead of just turning around, there's people in there. I went and grabbed the menu and started looking at the menu.
yeah.
Long.
I went and
long.
grabbed
Quick
the
thinking
menu,
on
bro.
your part.
And I just stood there for a minute. I had my bag and I was just looking at it. I was like, nah, it's okay. And I put it back and I walked out.
That's
Like,
worse.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so I've been in situations where I'm thinking people looking and nobody's looking. Like nobody was looking at me. They was all doing their own thing, whatever. But I don't know. It's just a thing where I'm in my head as well. And yeah, I just did that yesterday. I don't know about I never did a phone, I've never been on a treadmill. But yeah, so I'm right there with you. How about you, Lance?
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a specific thing. I think because there's been so many times that I've done something embarrassing and just like, okay, I'm not going to continue with that. I'm not going to show how dumb I am. But then you also run the risk of doing something crazy like Sefa just did, and then people noticing that guy was not supposed to be in here. He just came and looked at a menu. Now we're going to remember him forever. So,
yeah, you might have made it worse with your quick thinking. Yeah.
But I always lean like, oh, I should have just, gotten off the treadmill, picked up the phone and kept going. Did you do the rest of your walk without your phone, without like headphones or something? Were you listening to music?
No, I had music on. I was listening to Pimp a Butterfly and it was still going, So I was cool. Like the situation
did you have
letting the phone go.
Did you have wired headphones and it was just tugging at you every time you took a step?
No, see that one that would be crazy. You'd have to stop. No,
yeah, I didn't know, but when you mentioned that, I was like, did you have wired headphones? And it was just dangling.
Nah, man. Yeah, definitely Bluetooth earphones is the way to go. If it falls to the side, just keep going, finish the walk. And it's only 10 minutes. So
if it falls to the side, let it ride. You know what I'm saying?
Let it ride, you know what I mean? So I was just in my head again, you know what I'm saying? What about y'all? What y'all been up to?
Lance, you talking about what I think you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go. I went to therapy.
Nice.
I went to therapy. Apparently in Canada they call it counseling. They said I don't know. I forgot what he said about it, but I went. I got lost. Like I said, I didn't know. The bus that I was waiting for didn't come, so I had to take another bus, another route. I had to run to another bus stop. I got there. I didn't know where it was at. Like the building was. It looked like a building with just food, and then in the middle of a building with a subway and a Subway and a Pizza Hut, there's a health clinic right in the middle of those two. And I was like, what the hell? This is weird. So went in, I was a little late. He pulled me to the back and then we just start chopping it up. Like it was very introductory. So we just got to know each other, made a connection because he said, therapy is great, or counseling is great. He suggests that everybody should do it, even if you feel like you're good. It's just a good way to sort your feelings and emotions out. But he said, above all else, a connection with your therapist or counselor is the most important thing, because you can't be honest with somebody if you're not comfortable with somebody. You don't feel safe with somebody. So we start chopping it up, and he was hella cool. I'm real comfortable with everybody. So we just unpacked, and he asked me about me and my history and my background and stuff like that. And then, I feel like we talked about this here because I feel like this is a form of therapy. But one of the things that we talked about was how now that I'm being exposed to a new way of life, being able to see how people live out here and being able to tell the difference between my upbringing and their upbringing, and being able to see how they operate, move, survive is a whole different world than us. I don't know if it would. I mean, he said, "Does it cause resentment?" And I was like, "I don't think so," but I think it does now that now that he questioned it. But it's just it was just a realization, or he was telling me, or he was asking me, and I was telling him, like, just the realization of how people live out here and how carefree it is, and how they don't have to go through a lot of things that we went through, um, can cause a form of resentment. Uh, it was, and not towards anybody. Like the resentment was towards the environment, was towards the situation, was towards government, was towards, like all the things that we grew up in and considered to be normal. Then you move somewhere else and you're like, wait, y'all never had to shop at a certain grocery store because you couldn't shop at the other one? Like y'all never had to, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all don't have to worry about these things. And like once we start talking about it, it was just like the more I get to learn and the more I see that people out here don't have to abide by these laws that we set up in our own minds, or not in our own minds, but that we have to abide by when you come from these kind of hoods or territories or neighborhoods. It's like, dang, I feel cheated out of an actual upbringing, you know?
Mhm.
And so yeah, it was like real eye opening. It was a little, the stuff that we talked about, but he said, once again, man, this is introductory. We don't want to do too much. We got an hour. We'll figure this
It's
out.
just
See you in 2 weeks.
introductory. You got me thinking about a lot of stuff already, Doc. What the
Bro,
fuck?
yeah. He was super cool, but like it was just talking, and then he just interject and be like, "Hey, well, is this why you feel that way, or is this?" And I was just like, I don't think I'm resentful. And I was like, I feel a little resentful now. And then it was like, who do you resent? And it's not any one person, or it's not the family, or it's not the schools or the teachers. Or it's kind of like you just resent the system of oppression. You resent the neighborhood. And what's crazy is like I was thinking about it, and we people who come from these areas, we take it as a badge of honor. We take it as like a strike. Like, yeah, bro, like it was crazy. We always post these posts where it's like the Sacramento crime rate is up or the murder rate is up, and then we post it. And even in the posting, we're like, oh my God, please, y'all stop, man, we gotta stop. But in the back of our heads, it's like a badge of honor to be from a place. And the reason why I think, because after I left, I was on a bus and I was just sitting there and I'm just writing and I'm just like, man, what the hell? This is crazy. It's We take it as a badge of honor, because if not, then it would be a weakness, and we don't ever want to be weak. So instead of it being a weakness, instead of it being, you know, instead of it being a weakness, we turn it and flip it into a strength, and we try to make it so that that's what makes us tough. But in reality, that's what holds us back. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah, like I said, this was introductory, and that was one of the things that popped up, was just um being out here and seeing people have the ability to just leave their cars unlocked, or to just be in a neighborhood, like be in a strange neighborhood that you're not familiar with, and pull over and get gas, or being able to shop. Oh shoot, I can't go all the way over there to that store we used to go to, or we usually go to, so let's just pull up to this one real quick and just do our shopping here. All these little things that in my head I'm like, this would never fly in Sacramento. It it like I'm learning, I'm seeing it, and then I'm internalizing it. And I was being resentful, and I feel like now I need to identify what I'm resenting, why I'm resenting it, and then go from there to cure it, to flip it from being like, this is a badge of honor, I'm from Sacramento where everybody get killed, to flip it and be like, damn, this is sad. Like, this is not normal. This is abnormal. So yeah, it was enlightening. It was enlightening. It was therapy. Check y'all insurances, y'all. Go go learn about yourself.
Well,
Do
I,
you
sorry, Lance, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
do you already have future counseling appointments set up? Are
I
they like monthly, twice a month, or what's like the
Yeah, it'll be twice a month, so every 2 weeks.
nice?
And I got 6 sessions for free. And then he also, like, after he learned about everything I'm going through, he was like, "Yo, I'm down to take you on for 6 sessions. I think it'll be helpful, but you really need grief therapy, grief counseling."
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like, yeah, you really need grief counseling. So he referred me to the Hospice Society, and I guess they specialize in grief counseling. So I'll be there. Also, I have a coworker who's going to school to be a counselor, therapist. And so she referred me to her college. And it's basically all student psychology or student counselors slash therapists. And they need to get their clinical hours in order to graduate. So they do it for free. So she said you could book as many hours as you want according to the students and according to their hours that they have. So I'm just tripping, bro. Like when my coworker brought up the fact that there's a college where the students are giving out free, counseling. Albeit there are students, but still, I'm like, man, I hope. I think there might be options like that for y'all in the States. To be able to.
I've read about those. Yep.
Yeah.
And even if you go in there with you take everything with a grain of salt, at least it's some kind of outside opinion, somebody who's somewhat educated. They may not have the hours put in, but they do have that foundational education. So yeah, man, I implore y'all to go check that out. Go look if there's any resources near you, or you can do it online too. I prefer face to face. I wouldn't want to do it online or over the phone.
I know it's weird. That would be weird.
Yeah, like
over
I was
the phone.
Yeah, they do it over the phone, over Zoom
or Zoom. Yeah.
So I implore y'all
That's
to
better
go
than
check
nothing.
that out.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and I called that hotline, and it did wonders. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't shit on it so much, but I feel like therapy counseling would be different face to face for me. I think it'd be more beneficial for me to see them face to face. So yeah, I hear you.
What was that? You hit the hotline?
Yeah, I hit the hotline. I said it last week. We talked about it a little bit last week, but yeah, I've hit the hotline once before, and it did wonders. Just talking it out for 30 minutes. Like that did wonders for me. So, I just said, maybe not over the phone, but I mean, it is still something to consider because you're right, Lance. It's better than nothing. So, as far as counseling, though, I think it'd be better to see face to face.
Yeah, like being able to express yourself through your body language as well is a big deal too. I will say I posted about it on Instagram. Like I posted like, hey, just had my first session of therapy. Let's see where it takes us. And I got a lot of responses, man. So and I'm not gonna name any names, but it was I got a lot of messages asking how it went, telling me like they've been interested, but they never knew where to go. I had one, I'm not gonna say who, but I had one homie, he said, I always wanted to go to therapy, but I just remember when I was a kid, when we went to therapy as a kid, the CPS tried to take us from our parents.
Okay.
Hey, that's hilarious. First of all, that's hilarious. But also, man, I appreciate all the messages. One person was like, was it therapy for you or are you a therapist? I thought that was funny. I don't know. I mean, I took it as like they think I'm qualified enough to be a therapist, which is great, I think. But I got a lot of messages about people inquiring how it went, about man, I always wanted to do that, and and for me, I didn't even know that was a thing. I know we champion it, but in terms of like the general scope, it still feels like something new and something that's unacceptable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so for there to be so much interest, whether it be the likes or the I'm proud of yous or anything like that, for that to be the and I had one close cousin was like, hey man, I hope you're doing good. And just to know that people care and to know that all these things popped up, I think that's incredible. But I also want to like with this talk, I want to normalize it. Because the doc, or he said he's not a doctor, but I'm calling him doc. Doc said that, he thinks that therapy is good for anybody. Like people think, oh, he's in therapy, he's depressed or he's sad, and I am, to be completely honest. But he said, even after the case, if you could find someone that you could work with that your insurance covers, I suggest at least a once a month check in to just lay everything out and get it and have somebody look at it, because you don't you don't get sick at the drop of a dime. You know what I'm saying? It gradually builds up over time. And so when it comes to mental health, that's the same kind of thing, bro. It's not like you just one day you just gonna flip and then there was no signs before that. So I hopefully through this journey of taking therapy, but also talking about it on the podcast, hopefully we could figure out, or we could help people figure out, like, this is not something that, oh my gosh, they got therapy because they're crazy, or because of, it's like a literal, like, it's going to the gym. It's going to the gym for your mind. That's what it is. So shout out to everybody that messaged me. Shout out to everybody that's interested. I hope y'all, I know America is freaking, I know it's crazy in terms of insurances and payments and all that, but hopefully y'all can figure it out. Hopefully there's some students out there who need some clinical hours that y'all could go to for free. You know what I'm saying? And maybe get some things figured out. Make sure first and foremost, though, from what I know from this one time, make sure that whoever you're with is, y'all have a connection, you're comfortable with them, and you can be safe, you're open, you can be honest, because everything is confidential. But yeah, there we go. That was my therapy session. First time ever.
Congrats, man. Yeah, that's
good stuff.
It's going to be very positive. And also, like you said, people are asking you about it. They're not just tapping in to support you about going to therapy. They're asking questions and curious and want to use it themselves. So you're going to mess around and become like a symbol for mental health among our Pacific Islanders or something. Keep it up. Definitely keep the story and the messages up. That definitely connects with people.
If y'all would have heard my SoundCloud songs. Yeah. yeah. I was in there making something at 2:00 in the morning, uploading it at 3:00 in the morning. Somebody please listen. Listen to me.
Hell yeah, bro. Man, that's cool, man. I've been getting the same messages too about the episode last week. You know, the same appreciate yous, thank yous. Like, we're definitely gonna keep talking about this, bro. Come on.
Yeah, let's do it. Lance,
we can get through mine. Brother. We can get through mine quick.
No,
election,
dude, take your time.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of time.
Sorry. Hey, you gotta go. Sorry. That's my fault. Yeah. I was late.
Election year. We just had our elections. Donald Trump won. If it's crazy the flip that has to happen after the first week of November in America, because for the whole year and even 2023, before, people were campaigning, talking mess about the other side, other political parties, other candidates, right? The people that follow them, oh, they're stupid, that's why they're voting for them. So like, it's so divisive in the months definitely leading up to this big election, but that's just the outrage machine that is America. But now, after we do choose a president in these elections, it's time for us to, unite behind a leader. It's kind of, it feels to me, as someone who votes blue and like is usually left leaning and a Democrat, it's just not the leader that I wanted to like carry the flag of America's character, integrity, ethics. But there are obviously millions of people that feel like he's the guy. And if he, or at least was the best guy. So democracy, here we go. Let's try to figure out how things are going to be under a second Trump term. But I know after we were fighting for months and months and a year of like, oh, we got to save the soul, we got to save democracy. This is a fight for our nation, the soul of our nation. And it doesn't go your way, you feel some type of way, right? You're like, oh, this is the end of the world. I've seen people crying, right? I've hugged people who are like, oh, damn, Trump is the president again. What the hell are we going to do? I've also seen people on Facebook or Instagram like, hell yeah, Trump's back, bitch. Like, we're in the house. Like, so I want to say it's just the first week after election day where things are still butting heads back and forth, but it's hard to think of how we're going to unite, or is it just going to be, the same two-party system where now the other guy's in charge, so people are trying to, tank his campaign or presidency. People are trying to make the other side look bad so they look better. Ultimately, I think it's, we got to change the two-party system so that there's more candidates. When it was Donald Trump versus Joe Biden, I was like, these are really the best two choices for freedom, like the seat of freedom in the world. Like, definitely a change there. But like we always say, you got to play the game the way the game is being played. You got to, like assimilate to those rules, figure out how to beat it from the inside. So definitely got to do a better job campaigning, communicating, explaining to people your political party. Because if you lose to somebody who's we've got all this baggage and stuff. There's obviously something that the American people are telling you. So it might be, to me, it's like a short-term financial bump. Like, shit's expensive. Let's get somebody else in here, try to bring down prices and stuff. But I feel like that might hurt us long-term. Like we're going to pay for it later. But not like a total kumbaya and everything, but we got to come together somehow, hold hands, and not be so you're the other side, so you're evil. Like, but then the information that you're being told about the other side is pitched that way. They're evil. They're messing with children. You know, they're coming after your family. They're coming after your livelihood and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's says something about the way our political system needs to change in messaging, but the Great American Experiment, we're a part of it. Well, Sefa, you're immune now. But
it leaks
we'll
over.
See how it goes.
The politics leak over the border for sure. Yeah, there's a bunch of MAGA hash out here.
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, what is it like out there with, with all of this going on over here in America? Like, what is Canada like right now?
America influences Canada incredibly. So whenever things take, like, we have a bunch of recently put up flyers on the polls that say, are you a communist? If not, call this number, or like join this group, like, you know. And then they have the whole anti-gay, anti-LGBTQ rallies over here, and you know, red hat. They could like it leaks over. It's, you know, super. There's a lot of Americans out here, and there's a lot of people who go to and from America. So like, it definitely leaks over. Yeah, it's a lot.
Lance,
I would say it's a lot better, but yeah.
Lance, what should we do to try to get together, to be together? What did you say that we should do? If you did it,
I don't know. I
don't fucking know. Yeah,
it's tough times, but I mean, do people feel like either they were heard or not heard? And that's what happens when it's one or the other, you know. So, freaking trying to figure out what Trump's going to do to better our lives. Like, is it going to be like a pro-business? I assume it's pro-business kind of campaign and moves that are going to be made, but. Is there anything you guys think will be worse or better under a Trump second term?
I'm assuming that jobs are a big part of his platform, that he wants to like bring more jobs to the country. That's what everybody was saying.
I hate that. I hate that everything synonymous
the biggest
with Trump.
one.
I hate that everything synonymous with Trump is economy. Because I mean, I guess it depends on who you listen to, but it wasn't there when he was in office. Like, you can check the stats. There's so many people out there,
bro.
You know,
The stats suggested that when he inherited the office, what was it? Unemployment was down, or jobs were up, something like that. And by the time he left, it was down a lot. But that was because of the freaking the Pandy Express, and. Like that was the biggest like thing that I'm hearing from my family who voted Trump, is that like he's gonna bring a lot of jobs back. And I mean, he kind of did during his first run, but also we lost a lot of jobs still. Even if it was a Pandy, he made terrible decisions. So it's like that big thing that everybody loves about his presidency just didn't work the first time. So I don't know what platform he runs on now besides what feels like trying to like appeal to this middle class people, like the middle class, when he doesn't give a fuck about us. You know what I'm saying? The working class, like that's it. Just I don't know. I don't know either, bro. I don't want to go. I suggest apathy. That's my biggest suggestion is apathy, because none of them care about us. I'm gonna keep saying that, bro. None of them up there care about us, bro.
Lance and Marcus, I think y'all should go at it right now, because Lance feels very differently than you right now. I can see it in his face.
I can see it in his face. Yeah, please. Because
I agree. I agree with what you said. That you're like, you said before, they don't care about us, right?
Yeah, I voted Kamala. I lean left, but like leftism. Socialism. I'm seeing how it works with an economy in different countries, and I'm all for that. So that has no room for Donald or Kamala. You know what I mean? I don't care. Like apathy, I just feel like apathy is the way to go because, bro, look how millions of people voted this orange turd in there, bro. I can't. I feel like my message will not get to the millions of people who did this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, okay, you got them up there. All right, now what? Y'all better come and they should be the ones trying to unite the people since they were so divisive from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
People shouldn't try to meet in the middle with them. If they're over here preaching about how great Trump is, all right, then show us how then, bro.
Yeah.
Talk to us then. You want us to be educated? Then educate us then, bro. Don't fucking spew this hateful bullshit that you got going on, bro. Talk to me nice. I'm sensitive. I need therapy. Fuck you mean? So I'm apathetic about the entire thing, bro. Overlord Donnie T, another 4. Fuck him. Fuck it. Shit. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next to go? Who's next to go up for the championship belt, bruh? Who's next?
I think
whoever's next doesn't care.
I think
Sorry.
I've been seeing all of the posts, all of the tweets, even leading up to the election, seeing everything. And I hate the games, man. I hate the games. I hate the politics. I hate the propaganda on both sides. You got you got the they're saying, oh, Kamala's low IQ. I'm seeing this from everyone. Oh, she's low IQ. Donald Trump saying this about her. And you got somebody who's educated, qualified, very so many educational accolades. You got somebody who's accomplished when it comes to the field of education. And you got people who I know who only went to high school. You got people who I know who only went to ASCC calling her low IQ. I hate it. It's part of the propaganda. It's part of the politics. You got there was this thing where Donald Trump was talking about this girl, I don't know what lady in Congress or whatever, calling for war. And he said, well, how would she feel if she was in front of a firing squad? I bet she wouldn't want to call for war.
With 9 barrels pointed at her face.
And all of the headlines was Donald Trump called her to be in the firing squad. When you listen to the whole clip, that's not what he said. And that's, he's being hyperbolic or whatever, but it's just the politics. And that's 2 instances amongst a million of them when it comes to rhetoric and narratives that people are pushing online. And you see it back and forth, both sides do it. And it's like, as somebody who leans left, I would hope that we, the people that I follow, the people that I want to win, don't do these same tricks, but they do. Like both parties are guilty for it. And so when that happens, it's like, okay, so you can't really trust what any of them say. Like, the whole, there's so many instances where like I see it. Okay, what's her name? Candace Owen. I listened to her podcast. So I can see what's going on, so I can see like why people believe this type of stuff.
How long did you last?
I listened to the whole hour.
Oh, okay.
She like I try my best to be as objective as possible, and I just don't see it. I listened to her podcast. She spent the first half of the podcast going through Kamala Harris's like genealogy and going through her family history and going through, and her family were communists and they were doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. And like in the very beginning, she was like, I don't know if this is him because it's kind of a different name, but I would assume. And then everything that followed. And I'm like, but everything, yeah, like so it's like that. And then the second half, she was talking about voter fraud. And this was before the election. She was talking about voter fraud, how there were 1,600 voters in Pennsylvania who were non-citizens that were allowed to vote. And there was a judge at the time. The judge said it was okay for the votes to count, Like the federal judge ruled that it was okay for the votes to count. She was like, these are non-citizens. They did it in their ballot that they were not citizens. They should not count. And when you listen to that, you like, oh shoot, yeah, that's true. Like if they say they're not citizens on the paper, that's true. I go look up research. It takes 2 minutes to go look it up. I Google it and I see like, why would a federal judge? Because you got to use common sense. Why would a federal judge allow votes from a person that's not a citizen, that voted, that said it's not a citizen? I went there. The 1,600 votes were from like millions of mail-in ballots from Pennsylvania, um, where people accidentally ticked the wrong box or didn't tick a box at all. They missed the box. They said after they seen these 1,600 and they reviewed it, after it was like, oh, these don't count. They reviewed it, and everybody that they reviewed at the time, I don't know, I don't think they went through the whole list, but everybody that they went through the list at the time, they were all citizens. They had just forgotten to check it, or they checked the wrong box. And if you see the ballot, it's a lot on the ballot. So there's a lot of boxes to tick, scantrons and all that, which is why the federal judge said, okay, let's overturn it. People started tripping off of these ballots, saying that these are non-citizens, blah, blah, blah. But when they went through the list, they were all citizens. It was just a mistake on the ballot. So, and then after the podcast, another judge came and said, yeah, we gotta take those out. So they were disenfranchised. They got their ballots, thrown out, they weren't able to vote. And they were actual citizens
Wow.
that probably just didn't, this is probably their first time voting. So like these kind of instances where someone like Candace Owens goes on her podcast and says, oh, these non-citizens. And then when you actually read it, it says, well, actually, these are people who forgot to tick boxes or tick the wrong box. And they were proven, well, not everyone, but they said after their investigation, not the full like scope of people, but during their investigation, none of them were found to be illegal citizens or illegal. Like none of them were found to be non-citizens. It was just all mistakes on the ballot. This is 1,600. This is only 1,600 out of the millions that came in the mail-in ballots. So you see her scope. And you see how she portrays it to the audience, and you see the audience is like, "Oh my gosh, there's voter fraud." And then you actually go read into it and you're like, well, actually, no. Or you see the way people say Donald Trump wants this lady to die in front of a fire squad. Then you do the research and you're like, well, actually, he was talking in context of how she wants to go to war. And she wouldn't like that if she was actually in war. And so in both sides, you see it. And it's just like, I just hate the games. And when you break down that both sides are going to do this, when you really break down both sides are going to do this, you got to go with which core values you would identify with the most. And when it comes to the left, I feel like that's where I'm at. I think a lot of our people go to the right because of God.
Yeah.
That's the big reason. It's because the right
Bro.
side are conservative and they state that they're God-fearing people, which is great. And everything else, the thing about this though is they say they're God-fearing people and all that, but not all their actions reflect. So like what Lance was saying, where he said we got to get rid of this two-party system. I agree, but it'll never happen. Because as soon as you start, because I feel like the people on the left will be more likely to branch away from, some of the things, extremists or whatever. And I feel like people on the right are like unified under God. And so if that's the case, if we split the left votes and we don't split the right votes, the right's going to take over every single time. So I don't think that's going to work, but something has to work. But I want to bring up Max. My fault. I want to bring up Max Holloway's actions during the pandemic. I don't know if y'all remember this. I think we talked about this. Max Holloway during the pandemic, in Hawaii, people were going left and right, and yes, vaccine, no vaccine, going back and forth, hating on each other. And he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be real. I don't know." Max Holloway was saying, "I don't know the answer. I'm not a scientist. I'm not somebody on the, I don't know the answer. But what I do know is we need to start communicating with each other like we're Hawaiian people, or like we have aloha, because y'all disagree over this one thing, but y'all start talking about each other and disrespecting elderly people and doing all these things. That's not how we was raised. you start talking to these people like they're strangers, like they're outsiders, but they're your neighbors. And so he was like, that's not the Hawaii I was raised in. So he was like, and I'm not endorsing either side. I don't know the answer. I'm going to do it privately with my family. I'll do what I believe in, but I'm not going to say which one is right or which one is wrong. I'm not going to weaponize my platform or utilize my platform, but I'm going to use it to say we all need to start talking to each other with some common decency. And I really think that part would go a long way. And I understand why people don't, but at least among the Samoan community, at least,
Oh man.
I think, yeah. Sorry, Marcus. What's up?
No. I agree with everything you said, man. I just feel like that's like wishful thinking for people to, come together positively in such a way because their belief in whatever political system that they lean in is so fucking strong. Once they start realizing that like our oppressors don't care about us, then yeah, I think it'd be easier to make that conversation happen. But people are so glommed onto these two, and it's just like, fuck it.
I think I
fuck it,
think
dog.
I think everybody needs to watch. Everybody needs to watch that Aziz Ansari special. He breaks it down really clearly how your loved ones who may be left or may be right and you don't agree with it, it's not their fault. They're just a victim of their algorithms. And watching his special, I forgot what it was called. It was a while ago. But watching his special, it kind of reminds you like, no, the people in our lives aren't the creators of the narratives. They're the victims of it. You know what I'm saying? And that could be both sides. That could be the left, that could be the right. I'm not saying any side, but I could be one too. But you got to understand, like, if you have that hate, that vitriol, like for these narratives, like, yeah, you can hate the drug dealer on the street, but you not gonna stop nothing if you attack the drug dealer on the street. You got to go to the source to stop the drugs in your neighborhood. And same thing with this. You can hate the people that are pushing this narrative, but you stop one person from pushing this narrative, great, your Facebook post, you just got one less post. But to be honest, you got to go towards the source. And you got to understand, like, this person that's pushing this, they just a victim of their algorithm, and that's it. Or that's just all they see. That's all they see. You see the way Facebook and Instagram are so targeted ads, targeted everything. That's all they see. So once we get to that stage where you're just like, man, you know what? Facebook, that's just their Facebook, that's just their algorithm. Then we can start talking to each other with some kind of sense. You know what I'm saying? I think
Like
that's where it
it's not their
goes.
fault. They're just the information stream they have is telling them something.
And you also got to be real and say, maybe the stuff that I'm seeing is not real. Maybe I'm the one that's tripping, or maybe I'm the one that's leaning too far.
Definitely trying to be aware of that, bro. Yeah, it's been hard because I'm very ill informed about this stuff, so I'm trying to learn everything I can, among the fucking wreckage. So it's hard to figure that out. So,
do you guys want to do something fun real quick?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, please get us out of this. Get us out of this hole, bro. I wanted to read the post too, but golly, I'm tired, bro.
We'll do that. Long
one in my brain hurts.
Yeah, nice. I was listening to this podcast and they were doing 1 second song guesses. All right, so I'm gonna play the first second of a bunch of songs, and whoever buzzes in faster, you can raise your hand or say buzz or something.
I'm about to just yell it, Marcus.
Oh, okay. Hey! Okay, I mean, it might get a little if you guys both know, but
yeah.
I'll play one song or 1 second of a song, and then whoever guesses it first gets a point. And then if you also know the artist and the song name
and the album,
okay. Album is
loud.
It's pretty good.
Wait, no, don't. Oh yeah, don't say the album. I'll just give us this.
Yeah, okay. This is just a test. All right, I'm gonna do a couple test ones, and then we'll see how you guys react.
Do one test one.
Here it is.
One. Lion King.
We're not even gonna do that.
Name the song.
That's a Circle of Life.
That's a Circle
of Life. I said Lion King.
This guy.
Go on.
Who's this guy? Who's this guy?
All right, try this one.
Mariah Carey. Christmas song. Can we just do that? Oh, it has to be
All
the
I
song
want
title.
is all I want is you.
All I want for Christmas is you.
All I want for Christmas is you. Marcus got it. All right, 1-1.
1-1.
He stole it. Oh wait.
Oh wait. Feach? Come on over.
Come on over.
Tie there. Marcus got Fiji. All right, who's this?
I don't know that one.
Ganja Farmer, J Bug.
Yeah. Okay, Marcus.
He's from Carson. He's from Carson.
He's from Compton.
Oh, he's from Compton. He's from over there.
He's from Compton.
Oh, come on.
La 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 la.
Is it Root Satisfaction or
Longest
no? That's the album. Longest
Yeah.
Avail. Root Satisfaction is the album.
Take me away.
Take me away. Yeah.
1-1. Take me away. All right, here we go.
Me. Ahola Marcus. Right place, right time.
Yeah.
Man, don't be like, man, get that out of here. Get that
Fine. Here it goes.
Savage.
Swing.
Swing.
Wait.
Oh, that's not
Nice.
fair. That's not fair. He's way. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh no.
Let me tell you that that's Island Girl. Island Girl by damn. Patti.
Yeah. All right. Sefa's coming back.
That album, that album is great. The album is great, by the way. They have
I love that album. Yeah.
They have skits in the album, and
Yep.
the dude's like, "Hey man, you gotta get up out the studio." He's like, "I am the manager." Oh man, he ain't the manager.
I am the social security. I am the social
Social
security.
security. Yo, that album is great. Remind me of my childhood, bro. Sorry.
I love that one. Yeah.
Fica mais peça.
No.
Look at this fob over here.
Come on.
Oh shoot,
Come on, Aradna.
getting stronger.
Yeah, getting stronger.
At
Aradna.
ease
Good
in
job, good job.
Aradna. Oh damn!
Someone wedding song.
Don't make me cry.
Someone wedding song.
Marcus had that one queued up. He's ready for it.
Come on. Oh, I don't know that one. Ooh.
Oh, Marcus, you got to know this one.
Why you choosing songs Marcus got to know? What's going on here?
I'm looking at the artist, and I'm like,
Pacifica movie starter kid stuff going on right here. Man. Come on, bro.
Listen to our latest episode. What's this one?
Yeah. No, it's got to be from Siona's wedding. Shit.
Yeah, y'all watched it and made an 8-hour podcast. That don't count.
Baller's Prayer, Booyah Tribe.
Ah.
All right, a few more. You guys are, Marcus is a little ahead. That's tough. That's a tough
Well,
one.
Marcus never,
Oh, that's
never
a
has
deep
a
cut.
little head.
No, it's a newer guy.
Wait, pause.
Yeah, oh,
Pause.
yeah.
Who is it?
I'll just let it go, bro. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Country reggae. What's this one?
Oh shoot.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a damn song. That's a I don't know.
That's all I got.
Pacific Soul, Mamalu Samoa.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right, last two.
At ease?
Sound like
Sing the song.
I don't.
It's not.
Why you getting-
It's not.
why-
Lord is my light. No.
Why you
Oh,
getting more
close, yeah.
fobby? Why you getting more fobby? What's going
Oh, I
on,
thought I was
man?
gonna do like Islander ones, and it'd be
Oh,
cool. But it's like,
I
oh,
thought
don't
you'd
even
have
know
a
that one.
distinct.
I thought you was having
I
Usher.
thought-
I was waiting for Usher. You know,
Oh,
Yeah, right?
We
No,
can
for
do
real.
that some other time.
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Last one, a bit of a cut from New Zealand.
Is that not many, if any?
Yeah, by Scribe.
Yeah.
Mm.
Subscribe.
All right, I don't know who won. That was pretty fast, but how do you guys think you did?
I won. Marcus was copying all my answers.
Don't listen to this guy. He was gaslighting us, bro. He was doing that. I say the hardest thing, like, yeah, don't listen to the propaganda.
Nah, you know what? You know what? We need
you claim victory hella early. Seth is like, I won. We
need neutral.
I won already. I won.
I don't like this. I feel like y'all kicking each other in the feet right now underneath the table for pussies. Marcus, you should know this one, Marcus.
Don't be Marcus, jealous, you should know this, bro. Marcus. Don't be jealous. I know songs, bro.
I don't know.
Don't be jealous.
I feel like it was one of those songs.
I don't get jealous. Why you got jealous for?
I feel like
get jealous.
I feel like every song on there was from the soundtrack of a Polytickin movie starter kit movie that y'all broke down. That's why,
baby.
I just wanted to get a Fabi. I just wanted to get an island. No, you wanted to get Polytickin movie starter kit.
Someone sounds like a sore loser. Looks like we know who the winner is. We know who the winner is.
We know where Seth's going to be on January 6th.
Despite all the odds, I still came out on top. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And a 2v1, this is a 1v20.
Who is this guy, man? Hey, y'all gotta let us know who won. Let us know who won. Also, network connection might be a thing because I said some answers and then Sefa got the point. You know what I mean?
Oh, see, we're lagging.
Voter fraud. There's voter fraud.
Yeah, voter fraud. I don't know. I'm calling fraud on that.
Get the hell about
I'm calling fraud on a lot of his, bro.
Get the hell about it.
All right. My title belt.
It doesn't fit, Marcus.
It doesn't fit, dude. It doesn't fucking. Yeah. Oh man. Shit. I think we're good. Lance got to get out of here. We keep talking up a damn storm. Politics sucks. Let's go to therapy.
Let's go to therapy.
Fuck all that. Let's go to therapy, bro. What else? What else y'all got, man? We good? What's the deal?
Listen to episode 25 of the Polytickin movie starter kit on the Wind and the Reckoning here on the Polytickin network, on the YouTube. Listen to us on the Spotify, freaking Apple Podcasts, any of that.
I'm not gonna lie, Polytickin movie starter kit might be the only podcast with 25 episodes and 150 hours of runtime.
We shaved this. Hey, look, we shaved this last one. All right, Lance put in work on this one. I would get trip and I would get jealous, bro.
Make a toast for it. Make a toast.
Come on, bro.
All right, I think that's it. I ain't got nothing. My brother, take us out, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us still, man. This has been another episode of the Polytickin Podcast, you friggin' nerds. 102. Go to therapy. It's Overlord Donald T. 4 more years. Fuck yeah. Go far.
Yeah,